For this TED Talk, we wanted to conduct an experiment. So we brought in students from business, architecture, and liberal studies to build a tower. They were to build this tower out of pasta, tape, and string. They had to put a marshmallow on the top and make it stand, and they had 10 minutes to do this. We wanted to see the ways that they would collaborate and work together and how their different areas of studies would affect the way that they did this.
So yes, I think it's a good idea that we have something at the bottom that can somehow support this, because that's great height right there.
That is wonderful height.
Maybe we should. But what's the best way to support that small of a noodle?
What if
put multiple.
What if we made like a teepee formation here?
Interesting.
So like go like under and over type deal with that.
I feel like you have an idea, so I should.
Well, it's not a good one.
You should try it.
I think I'm gonna vary mine to like cross them maybe. Right? I have no idea.
We might have to call this.
Ah!
Right, you're getting a little breaky over there. Why would you break it in half?
Because
I think don't break all of them at the
after
start.
you go, yeah, sure. But after us, like, this is pretty flimsy. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on.
You guys are going
One more. We're done?
It's not gonna stay.
5, 4, 3, 2. All right, let go, June. Let go.
Don't do it, Jim.
All right.
Spaghetti on the bottom now.
Okay,
You think?
yeah. We'll just make a little tripod base. You know? So we'll do something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We
here,
could do a
I'll
tighter
give you half of that.
base.
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap this.
How many? I don't want to do any listening bonus, so
What do you want to
let's
do?
put it out this way on the table because I don't quite get
Should I
how
not tape this
balancing marshmallow. Are you just gonna stab the marshmallow on the top? We could do like a space truss all the way to the top, and it becomes a pyramid, and we stab the
That might
marshmallow.
not be stable though.
Not stable.
You want to do a truss
A space truss. So
Space
it's like
truss? Okay.
4.
Okay.
You know, I think it was
and then cross it?
side of it.
How many
That
more?
might waste spaghetti.
Or we double up
Double up.
and we'd have to like do stuff like this, where it's like this and then this, right?
Yeah.
And then we have our base, we can crack one and then do like a little triangle base. And then we lean it, and then we can use the string to wrap it, to hold it as you go up. You feel? Yeah.
Oh no.
Based on our experiment, our recommendation is through facilitation. So we saw a little bit of this in each of the videos and during the experiments, but not enough to be really successful. You can do this by asking, what do you think kinds of questions, and delegating based on strengths and weaknesses. In a business setting, this is incredibly powerful so that people are really playing to their strengths.
We were able to identify how each group could think outside the box. And this was important because each group did it differently, the way they planned their experiment, the way they executed it, and ultimately how tall their tower was. This is extremely important in the workplace because each person has a different personality and each coworker interacts with each other differently. It's extremely important to think outside the box and to be able to be innovative and create new things for the company you're working for, and ultimately to help you yourself get promoted in the future by working hard and helping your company in every way that you can.
One of our recommendations is to prototype. Prototyping is the process in which groups test their ideas while still in the initial stages before moving on to create something more complex. Even though my group was a group of architecture students, they still made the mistake of waiting until the 5-minute mark to try to put the marshmallow on top. In this case, prototyping would have been achieved had they tried to place that marshmallow on top of their structure earlier on in the process. Instead, they were too ambitious in their planning and building stages and didn't take time to do trials. Had they done a trial or two along the way, they would have realized that their initial idea didn't work and they could have pivoted in a different direction. This is something you can use in your own life by remembering to test things before you commit. In the business world, this could mean testing your product before you put forward more time and energy into the project. But as a student, this could look like exploring multiple career paths or companies before deciding what to do after graduation.
In conclusion, conducting this experiment taught us how important it is to think outside the box when you're working with a group of people to be more productive and get the job done. We also learned how important it is to make a prototype, to have a plan, and to act out that plan and follow it through. And then we also saw how important it is to have leadership and facilitation so that everything goes smoothly on the job. And this can be applied to any aspect of life, whether it's sports, school, any school projects, or at your future job. And we learned a lot from this project, and we hope that you did too. Thanks.